Hey, we're going to be taking a look at some brand new features in Google Analytics 4, some of which we don't know why they weren't there to begin with, but let's take a look and dive into some of these new features. All right, so one of the biggest ones that we're going to look at is the new compare feature that Google Analytics has. So if you go into your analytics account, into a standard report like the traffic acquisition report, you're going to see this new icon up here that's got a dark side and a white side. This is for comparisons in your report. And so if you click on this, you can see these are the default comparisons that are provided in the report. So it's users, direct traffic, organic traffic, paid traffic, that type of thing. So mobile, web. Just to show you what this looks like, we're going to select mobile and desktop, click apply, and you can see that now that chart has those metrics in it. Now this is going to stay with you while you're in session. So if you go to another report, these will follow along with you until you log out or close your browser or whatnot. So when you come back, you'll need to kind of redo this comparison. So this is showing that traffic, and you can see it breaks it down in the table down here as well. So you can see the differences between your mobile traffic and web desktop traffic and compared to users. So you can see this if we go back to an overview and go into, say, user acquisition. Right now it's showing all users, but we can toggle this on and show those comparisons that we selected. And like I said, it'll break it down in the table. And so now you can see that comparison. Now you can remove these at any point so that you just have the all users again. So say you want to choose something different, you can go back in and do this. You can also toggle off the default all users. So if you don't want to see all users, but you only want to look at some specific segments of your traffic, you can do that as well. Okay. And then you can go back in and add another one or all users if that is what you want to do. And now you can see that this is broken out by the direct and organic traffic in this report. Okay. If you aren't seeing something in this list, so say that you have something that you'd like to compare something to, if you have admin or editor access or the right level of access in your account, you can find that in the admin where you can create these comparisons. Now, I'm in the Google default account. Let me switch over to a different account. And you can see that this account, we actually have the ability to, let's go back to admin. We have the ability to create these comparisons. Okay, so these are the default ones. And now we can do a new one. So in this case, you're going to want to look at stuff that you might want to report on all the time, like you might want to compare all the time. It could be certain landing pages, it could be certain types of pages on your site, it could be certain audiences or groups or people coming from certain traffic sources if you want to see how they're behaving. This will help you inform your marketing programs and marketing decisions. In this case, let's take a look at, say that we know that we want to see the performance of somebody that's coming from a certain place on our site. So maybe the page path contains blogs. Okay, and we can add other conditions to this if you wanted. So you could say, we want people coming from blogs that are only from a certain city or region, or have other criteria that we want to look at that are important to us, right? So we can create this in here. Okay, and then we can save this. And it's going to ask us what we want to name it. You could put in blog visitors, for instance. And then this will be available in your reporting as a comparison. So we can use that then going forward. We can look at that in the reports. So let's take a look at what that looks like. I'll do the acquisition again. Okay, so let's look at blog visitors compared to all visitors. And there you go. And so now you can see those blog visitors compared to others. And so you can see how many that is and other key metrics around those visitors. Okay. And so you can do that for any type of dimension. So maybe it's, a certain segment or audience. So let's take a look at that actually real quick. So I know in this account, they have pre-built audiences. So in this one, they have it targeting specific age group and gender or purchasers. And so in this situation, maybe we want to look at those purchasers, right? So we're going to go to comparisons. And we want to see the audience, purchasers. And maybe we wanted only purchasers that were 25 years and up and women, and we could add that as well. So that would be another criteria that we could add, but we don't want that in this case. So we're just going to put purchasers, leave that title the way it is. And now we have that available for us. So now in our reports, we can take a look at people who have previously purchased that are visiting the site again or doing certain behavior. And so that audience can be compared to overall or compared to other people that are non-purchasers, whatever segment or audience that you want to do, or whatever pages. So that's super handy that you can do that now, and you can create these new comparisons that make these reports a little bit easier. Now, in the admin, when you create these are going to be available to the other users of your account. So just be aware that for them to have these, you have to be in the admin, you have to be creating this. So this is going to be available to them going forward. So that is super helpful. If you don't have admin, you can still create those comparisons in the reports themselves, but they're not going to stay there. So you're going to have to recreate them every time. So, okay. Now the next cool feature that probably should have been built into this all along is the ability to share your report to sheets. And so before, you would have to have gone to a report, downloaded it, uploaded it back into Drive to use it in Google Sheets. And now you can export it directly into Google Sheets. Why should they have had this all along? Because Universal had this for a long time. So Universal Analytics had this ability for years, and they're just now getting to adding it to GA4. So if you're looking for that ability, it's under the share. And again, you just click download file, and then you can still download it as a CVS if you wanted to, CSV, sorry. Or you can export it to Sheets, which is what we generally do when we're working on something and want to manipulate it. So that is a relatively new addition as well. Now, if you go into, again, one of these reports, let's do sessions. Next to the compare, you'll notice this icon, which is to export this report to Explore. And so before, if you remember, you would have to go to Explore separately, build out a report from scratch, or use one of their pre-existing report templates. But now with this new icon, you can click on this, and it automatically takes this report into Explore for you so that you can use other metrics or dimensions and segments and start to build out a more detailed dive into your data without having to add all these and build this from scratch. Okay, so this one, it's not super useful because they only have organic search in here as generating any kind of real traffic for this account. But let's go back to Google and see if I have access to it in Google. I do. So in this user acquisition report, I'm going to get rid of the toggle and just do all users, and then put this into Explorer. And you can see this has already built all of this out for me. So now I can start manipulating it and changing it. Maybe, for instance, I don't want to see event count, and I can get rid of that. So to remove it, so you can start to massage these reports and use Explorer a lot more quickly. So much easier if you want to start getting into using Explorer. You don't want to have the hassle of setting it up all from scratch. You can now import those reports into here, and it makes it super, super easy. Explorer still has some major limitations. It's not the most intuitive interface. It doesn't have great visual representation, visual graphing, and all that kind of stuff. So you may still want to play with a lot of this in something like Looker Studio or Tableau or something like that, where you can actually build something a little bit more useful. But if you just are trying to answer some questions and do some deep dives, this will make it a lot easier for you. So I hope this was helpful. Just a quick video to show you some of the new features that are in GA4. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. We'd love to hear them. If you need additional help with your reporting, or if you need training, you can always contact us at Apotheca, and we'd be happy to help you. We'll put a link below for a 30-minute free consultation with me, where we can talk about your needs and see how we can help you. In the meantime, let me know if there's any questions you have, and we're happy to answer those. And we'll have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.